all ages. Roundtable Studios proudly brings to you your tag team podcast of the RGV. Chew, are you ready? Ooh, are you ready? It's time for the Chew and Ooh podcast. Let's get it on.
Yeah, baby, that's the way to start it, and we are officially live on Facebook. That camera right there, Mr. Evolve, in the podcast, baby. Woo! It's somewhere there, bro. It's somewhere. It's over there. I think I have one down here. Now we set up, and we're ready to go. So let's get the main podcast going, because this is the audio videos up and running. Let's get the main podcast going. Let me see how our levels are here. I think we should be good. Let's do the intro in 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Roundtable Studios proudly brings to you your tag team podcast of the RGV. Chew, are you ready? Ooh, are you ready?
I like that.
It's time for the Chew and Ooh podcast. Let's get it on.
And we are back in black. Machete, cállate el hocico. Woo! All right, baby. And who we got is a treat for you. We got Mr. Evolve in the podcast with us, man. Say hello to everybody listening, buddy.
What up? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing?
Oh, shit. It's going to be a good one,
Shout
man.
out to Chew and Ooh for having me.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Thank you for coming by, man. I appreciate you showing up, bro. It's badass.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No, man. Hey, I was, first of all, for those who are listening, if you don't hear that, yeah, Chew's not here right now, so... Yeah, man. I want to say, hope he gets a little bit better. He was feeling a little bit sick today, so.
Like, you're really upselling him for me now. I really want to meet him.
Oh, yeah, he's not here, but unfortunately.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah, exactly, man. He's not here. But I know he called me a few minutes ago. He says at home, he's watching in front of the TV right now and watching a little bit of that Pornhub, and he said, yeah, that's what he said, man. Oh, yeah. But anyways, and he can't stop me from pushing that button today, so we're going to have fun, aren't we?
Guilty feet got no rhythm, man.
Bitty Witties in the house saying hello. What's going on, Bitty Witties? And Fred Barrera from Yeehaw Podcast. What's going on? By the way, we are having our drink on. Evolve's having the Bitty Witties line, fresh, no beer inside. Loves it. And me, I'm finishing up, finally, the pickled Bitty Witties with a little bit of the Flight beer. It's a craft beer, man. Get out of here, man. No me cállate la boca. Cállate, shut up, Frank, como dice mi tío. Jesus Christ, it's great. Great stuff, guys. Look them up on Facebook. Get yourself one. One jar is about a 6-pack, man. I've already made the estimate, more or less. I did the math.
It's delicious, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you liked it, man. I'm glad you liked it. But anyways, guys, Evolve in the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a good one. I was listening to some of your stuff. Well, first of all, before we go into your music-wise, tell us a little bit about yourself, your history, where you're from, how'd you come about, man?
I'm from Donna. I'm from Ghost Town. I was born and raised, born over here on the Westico side. I grew up in Westico till I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to Donna. Started pursuing music later on. You know, I've always done it, but professionally, actually taking it into like another level, like probably 2006, 2007.
All right.
So, yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
In the hip hop scene, I mean, I know what made you go into the hip hop scene as far as like.
I was always a fan. Like,
really?
I always like since a little kid. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like I remember my parents buying me a boombox and 2 tapes.
Hey, there you go.
With the boombox with the
equalizer. Hell yeah,
so,
baby.
like 2 tapes, Run DMC, Fat Boys, and boom.
Oh, my 2 favorite groups, bro. Geez.
Yeah, and after that, it was just like I would try to do anything I would just try to find anything having to do with
hip-hop,
you know.
And I was listening to some of your stuff right now. We were talking about a certain producer you had for a while. I mean, that was helping you out record. The studio guy, Mr. John Harper.
To this day, he's still doing.
Oh man, shout out to John, man.
Yep.
Oh my God, do I have stories? If I were to tell stories, we'd use all our sponsors on the spot.
Yeah.
But
Fezzy, I hope you're watching it because I got some questions to ask you later, man.
Fez is, I mean, him and I, we met a long time ago when we first started up trying to get things going, you know, as far as get things rolling for the band I was in before, that original band. And it was awesome, man. Cool guy, cool cat. A lot of great ideas, man.
He's a genius.
He is a genius. I mean, as far as recording wise,
as far as Fezzy, like I don't need to go to any outside entities to do anything.
Right.
Like, he does recording, mixing, mastering. We put our music on vinyl. He mixes and masters for vinyl. He does everything. Everything's in house. Like,
yeah, man.
He's basically the backbone of every record that I've ever put out.
Really,
you know
really.
I mean? Yeah.
Oh man, so you've been there basically from the start, almost from the start.
For me and him, it was like 2007.
All right,
when he took me under his wing and he helped me out. Like, you know, like I would go in there and be like, yeah, I'm ready. I'd be like, mess up, and they'd be like, give me like 3 chances, and he'd be like, go home. You're not ready. So I was like, oh shit. So I'd go back home.
It sounds like Mr. Harper.
Yeah, no, but you had to appreciate that for what it is, because some producers will just be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
A producer that really, you know, he sees that you can do better and he knows that you're capable of doing better. He'll guide you through. He'll be like, you know what, you're not, go practice.
Yeah.
Come back next Tuesday.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I did. Next time I went in, he was like, you see, ain't that better? And I was like, yeah, there you go. That's what I need.
Yeah, the thing with John, it was funny because when we would practice, we'd go in and do our bits. He would tell us, all right, man, just listen to the music and give it a dry run. Like, okay. So I started playing. I would hear the music in the background and putting my fills and everything. I'm like, all right, okay, all right, John, I think I'm ready. We're done. What do you mean we're done, man?
Yo, he does that shit to me constantly too. And like I'll be like, let me do a dry run, and I would be like, he'll put the beat on, I'll do a dry run, and he's like, oh, we got it. And I was like, you're recording that? And now I know not to even ask because I know he's and I bet you he has like a folder. I know he does. I have a fucking like a file full of all of the fuck ups and all this shit you talk while you're mad and recording. Yeah. You know you can't get it. So I was like, we should just use it and put it somewhere, sprinkle it throughout an
across
album
across the whole album somewhere around there as bloopers or something. Yeah,
exactly.
I hear you, man. Yeah, no, and like I said, if we were to bring talk about John Harper right now, geez, as far as the stuff that goes on, yeah, man. What happens at Harper stays at Harper.
Yeah. Let's keep it that way.
Let's keep it that way. It's like Vegas, man. But anyways, man. So, I mean, I was listening to, I know you had some of your stuff on SoundCloud for a while. You were saying that you don't do SoundCloud anymore, but I was listening to a couple of them. The first one I was listening to is, what was the name of that one? It's the old beat, Bring the Old Beat Back or something like that. I can't remember.
Good old boom bap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was listening to that. I'm like, damn. It took me back to old school to Kumo D, Slick Rick, even LL Cool J, the old style of hip hop. I mean, what when you started doing, did you want to stay in that moment and keep that hip hop going like that?
I think maybe just the essence of the whole culture. You know what I mean? Like, because I came from the school of lyricism.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like where you had to be saying something and you had to be actually have like a message embedded in your music. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
So I chose to do that just on some MC from an MC standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, actually build something with vocabulary that actually says something. You know what I mean? Like, and so I kept going and going. I'm versatile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can do all types of stuff, but that's the main vein for me. That's where I take my pride in. You know what I mean? That's where I put my pride in, like working and putting something well put together that says something, and they'll take something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was listening to. I kept on listening to all your songs there, and another one that caught my eye, which is a very controversial one, was America.
Oh, America!
That one. I mean, I would gladly play it on the podcast, but I know I would light up a lot of fires right there. But very controversial song. I mean, what was going through your mind when you wrote that bad boy, man?
Just the whole man. There's so many. Like this fucking country's been on fire for a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess you can't. I'm not gonna blame it on one person.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
try to keep it living. We're trying to play Switzerland here.
Yeah,
keep it on an even.
but I mean, once Trump came into play, like there's a lot of shit started happening, and
Right.
made certain comments and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
I've always been like Chuck D's one of my favorite MCs.
Yeah.
So very political, very outspoken. So from that vein, I took like, I need to say something too.
Right,
like,
exactly.
it might not mean much to anybody else, or maybe people just play it off like nothing. But
Right.
it's like, at least I could actually put it in song format and put it out and say something.
Exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I hear you.
From my point of view,
Right.
Just like seeing all these people getting shot for no reason,
Right.
going to jail for no reason, and
Gotcha.
all this stuff. You see all that, and they're like supposedly standing against that, but you see them take over the Capitol and cause all that chaos and kill people.
I got
It's
you.
like you're going against everything you stood for. Like, which one is it?
Exactly.
So you're not wrong, or you are right. Like,
Right.
like it's so, that's just my spin on the whole concept of
that in particular song.
that particular song.
Right.
Like white is right, brown and black is bad. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I
like
got you.
that's
I got you.
what they tell you.
Right.
Because if you look throughout history, like no matter what,
Mhm.
white is supposed to like the purest. You
Right.
know what I mean?
I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. I
so-
got you. Yeah, and that's a weird discussion that we're having today over at my workplace. We're discussing. I mean, I don't mean to bring it up, but as far as we know there is a high caliber war happening right now on the other side of the world, and we were discussing on some stuff as far as history, as far as the U.S.
Yeah.
And there was a comment that one of my employers said. It's funny how we look. I mean, he wasn't for what Russia is doing.
Yeah.
But how we stand against it and say, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing this, and what so have you. But at the same time, if you go back in history, we kind of did the same thing when we took Texas away from Mexico.
Yeah, of course.
So, I mean, when you look at that in particular, theory, you know what I mean? And
There's holes in it.
Exactly. And, and nobody said anything about that. And, it pretty much shut everybody up.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you got a real good point there. I mean, wow. I mean, consider the fact, and if anything, and everybody has said that the history books we have out going in schools and stuff like that, it's all basically plain wrong. If they really tell the true story, it would change the whole view of society as we are today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what's so cool about your song, man, about America. You talk a lot about that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, this guy really hit it on the nose.
I just never bite my tongue. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it. If I said it, I meant it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I'm nobody to be really like, yo, listen to me. But
Right.
I'm just saying, like, yo, if you do listen and you do appreciate the type of shit that I make,
Mhm.
and you are standing up for a cause, then
Mhm.
maybe you will take something out of that. You know
Right,
what I mean?
exactly,
Because
exactly.
there's some people that are disenfranchised and feel a certain way, but they can't get their point across because some people won't listen. Like, if you talk to a Trump supporter and say, you know what I mean? Like, just say you're having a conversation. You're not going to change his mind.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's
You're
already
not going to
mindset.
change my mind. It's already set.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Might as well just put it on wax. Let them listen to it, make their own opinion of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah, man. And like I said, that in particular song that you have out there, it really hits a lot of nerves on a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I saw that. And then the next one that really got me, I mean, you, like I said, the hip hop, and you got what was the politics or cultural thing that we're going through right now. And we go to a song called Fantasmas.
Yeah.
That one, I listened to it. That one sounded like it was very heartfelt. It was something that a dark time for you at that point.
I'll be honest, I don't remember that song. Is it from my Ghost Palace? Ghost Palace?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
When I do, like, it's
You're talking about your grandfather and you talked about your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about talking to your spirits that have passed on to the
Right.
other side, you know what I mean?
And
So now I remember.
when you wrote this in particular song, I mean, because when I listen to it, there's a lot of emotion into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot put on the plate.
Yeah.
You know, do you ever go back and listen to it? Oh, that's just one song. You say, you know what? Nah, I don't want to listen to that.
I kind of don't, man. Like it's funny because I know people that listen to their own music and they're like, yo, this is the shit. I can't do that.
Really?
I cannot listen to my shit. The only time I can listen to my music is when I'm going on tour and I'm memorizing lyrics.
Right.
That's the only time.
Okay.
Or Fezzi will send me the master or something.
Yeah.
I have to listen to it to make sure everything's proper.
All right.
So that's why right now when you brought it up, I was like, Fantasma. I was like, oh shit, did we put that out? You know what I mean? It's because, like I said, when like I'm in a group called Ghost Palace too.
Okay.
So that's me, Progeny, Rob Castro. They're Progeny's from San Antonio, Castro's from Seattle.
Okay. All right.
We all come together as a group called Ghost Palace, and that's where I write my most emotional. Like, that's my outlet for the more life,
kind of
grittier, harder stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where the shit that I need to
grind your gears, something that's really grinding your gears, so you can really let go.
So,
yeah, I got you.
And like dealing with death a lot. It would always bring. It never gets easier. So I found a way to purge it out of my system by writing for them. And if it ever comes back to me again, I'll write something again.
Right.
And kind of just change it up and make it. It's talking about the same people, but maybe not without a name.
Right.
Just for me to exercise my get it out of my head. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's I like I said, I like being versatile. I could write about anything. Give me something, I'll write about it. But that's what an MC should do. He should be able to be able to touch anybody in a certain way. Like I tell people, like, yo, like if you're gonna write something, make sure that you've been through it, you felt it, while you walked in those shoes. Because if somebody is like, hey man, I love, oh man, I just wrote that, like whatever, and they're gonna be like, oh man, well I connected with it, but now you're telling me that you're bullshitting. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So everything I write is true. You know what I mean? And I can't write about BMWs and all this type of shit because I don't have none of that shit.
I got you.
I'm not gonna sell you a fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna be me.
And that's another one you all said on there about rap. Some people that are true to what they write, and others that just write to get fame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I was listening to that, and I was like, wow, man, this guy is hitting in all cylinders, and it fits the name that you go with, Evolve, because when you started off, it eventually evolved to something more, and more, and through the time, because like I said, you had the old hip hop, and then it kind of merged into like the 90s, and then you merged into like a late 90s, and now the stuff I was listening to right now, we told, dude, go to Bandcamp, dude. That's where all my stuff is.
Yeah, when you were like, I'm listening to SoundCloud, I was like, bro, I don't think I put anything on there in years.
And I put one on when you walked in. I had one on. It's called Will Haven.
Oh,
it says, I've seen my faith.
Yeah, like that actually, the band is like a metal band.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you get a chance, look for him on SoundCloud. It's on my Bandcamp. Sorry, Bandcamp. Evolve 1980, I believe. 1980. Look for this song. It's like a young, very young. I'm not sure if you heard it before. Very young Rage Against the Machine sound, and I'm a big Rage fan. And I got that feel when I was listening to it. Like, wow, man, this guy's trying to get that rage going.
I've like I said, I'm all over the place, dude. But like that comes from I love Will Haven. They're a metal band. They put out an album 20 some years ago, I think. And I always loved that fucking version of it. You know what I mean? So I took it. It was like basically made with pockets, and I found it, and I was like, man, if I could rap on this, right?
Right.
And one day I was in the studio with my boy Kiddo Elunico, shout out. And I was just like feeling aggressive. I was like, dude, I want to do some aggressive shit, right? He's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, man, I got this instrumental from Will Haven, dude. I want to do a remix of it.
Right.
So I wrote it there on the spot. I just laced it one time. Boom. That was it. Right. And we put it to the side. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this out.
There you go.
I put it out. I hit Will Haven. I was like, yo, I hope you don't mind. I did this remix track, right?
Borrowed your track.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me what you think.
They never hit me back till the other day, actually.
Like, oh, really?
Monday, they hit me up. They were like, hey, man, just saw this. Like, yo, I love this. You know, I really appreciate that. It's an honor that you did this. And I was like, oh, shit. And that's one of my favorite bands. So I was just like, oh, shit.
That's better. Shout out from Andy. Say shout out to El Evolve.
Oh, what up?
Purple Villain.
Yeah, me and Purple working on some new stuff right now, too, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
got a bunch of shit.
And like I said, I
Can
was
I get
listening.
some more?
Yeah, man. Let me get some more here. Service. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Beady
And
Weedies,
Beady
man.
Weedies, look at that, man.
I need that sponsorship. I'll be going on tour soon, so
Yeah, man. Like I said, I mean, I was listening to that. I go, Jesus, man. Talk about shit. There's some that diverse sound. I'm like, shit. I mean, that I like the way it sounds. It has that rage sound. I was like, shit. I'm really into that rage music.
Yeah.
And like always, Louis. Yes, Louis. We see you. Yeah. Hey, happy Louis. One of our number one fans that always jumps on and has to have his way. I swear to God, I'm gonna bring him to the podcast just for 1 second on the camera so you can see this guy, man.
no.
He's like a hillbilly. But anyways,
Shout out to Louis, man.
But yeah, and like I said, some of these songs that have been coming out, they've been great, man. As far as like I said, it fits what your name. You're evolving through time. You're evolving. How many years have you been in the game already, man?
Like, man, I'm say going like probably like 20
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I started with my DJ Mike Nice. Rest in peace, Mike Nice. That's my brother. We just started doing local little shows, kicking in the door. Nobody was really giving hip hop a shot. Because they're like, hip hop fights.
So you're one of the few trailblazers down here in the RGV that are trying to kick the doors open for all these young ones.
Yeah, like we like I mean I don't consider that's not me saying that.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean?
No.
I'm always real weary of that because like like we started when we used to do shows with metal bands and shit like that. Where they were like we had to get in anywhere we could.
Exactly.
And then they were like, oh, we don't like hip hop, but we like y'all. So it's like no, you do like hip hop. You just didn't know that this existed.
It's called the guilty pleasure, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying, bro. Like, I got guilty pleasures too. One of my favorite songs is like "Wild Wild West" by the what is it called?
The Wild West from is it what version is it?
The fucking cheesy '80s one with the fake reggae.
Oh, okay, I got you. I know what you're talking about.
Something club. I forgot what.
Yeah, well, John will probably pop up on you're saying it wrong. It's John's like a master at that. So if he's watching,
John's an encyclopedia of music. Man.
But yeah, man. I remember those times watching through the years in the 2000s, watching. I played in a rock band, and we would have a lot of hip hop artists that would blend themselves in with the rock scene because there was not really an opportunity for anybody in hip hop, to get that opportunity. That's what I'm saying. You're one of the few trailblazers to open that doors up to get these young ones, and then you got these young guys. That I was talking to Quez. He goes, Evolve's one of the guys that actually introduced TEO to pretty much everybody. You go, really? He goes, yeah, dude, this is a guy you want on your podcast.
My brother Nice is the one that introduced me to TEO. And the weird thing is, like the Radius, bro, we all live around each other. Right. Which is fucking weird. Like you're talking about like less than a mile from each other. Shit. And not even knowing, like, because I'm an older dude. I'm fucking 41. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
These dudes are like half my age.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
When I interviewed Gino for the first time, he came in. He was all, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir. No, call me sir, man. That feels weird.
Come on. You don't even do that shit with me. You know what I mean? Like, but with me, he's like, fuck you.
All right, yeah,
fuck you too.
That sounds better.
I love you, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I love you to each other.
Yeah, and they're great. They're great guys, man. They're great guys. When they had them in here last time, I had a Typhoon, I had a Rose, and I had a Gino here, and they're great guys. Yeah. Good, well-behaved young men that in the podcast. I don't know how they're on the outside. I don't know how they're outside. I can't vouch for them on the outside, but when they were here representing, they represented very well.
No, they're really great dudes. Very talented. When I first saw them, I was just like, oh shit. So we struck up a rapport. We just kept talking, and eventually I'd be like, I want to go on the road. I take them out on the road.
Yeah,
I took them to the first show out of town, like in Corpus, shit like that. I took him to go meet El Dusty, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that, you know what I mean? So I just wanted them to kind of experience it, that there's more than just the valley to grow, you know what I mean? Like, because my thing's always been is like, yo, when me and I started, we started here, kicked in the doors, then we're like, we got to go further because like here, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I started getting booked everywhere else, traveling all over and doing all that type of shit.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I need to pay that forward. You know what
exactly,
I mean? And
exactly.
especially for somebody that I see that wants it and is
Mhm.
willing to work hard for it, because it's a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people don't see that. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the main reason why we made this podcast, to have these young, talented musicians, artists, anybody that's out there that has a talent. Give them opportunity to talk and say, "Hey, man, the mic is yours. Tell the world what you're about." And see, somebody eventually is gonna like your stuff. And they'll give you a call, and the doors open up for you, even bigger opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
like, my thing has always been like, yo, if I could help them out in any way, I'm not gonna. I told them when I met her, I was like, I'm not gonna sell you a fucking dream. I was like, all I could do for you is get you shows out of town.
Yeah.
You go on tour with me, do shit like that, open up for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I didn't sell them no shit like, yo, man, we're gonna blow the fuck up. We're gonna do no. I'm not like that, dude. I'm not gonna be one of those dudes like selling you bullshit just so I could string you along for what? For what reason? You know
exactly,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, man, and I respect that, man. That you helping. I mean, so many years doing your thing, and then suddenly you're getting to the point where you know what, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, but I'm gonna pull back a little bit and make these young ones come in and show them the way. You know that because I've already gone through the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
I got to show these guys, hey, this is what to expect when you go out there.
Exactly. Like last time Gino went on tour with me, and I was like, look, you got to learn how to do merch on the table, how to sell merch, how to do all this type of stuff, because I'm a road dog. I'm on the road most of the year. You know what I mean? So my sales come from them watching me perform, getting the crowd into it, afterwards walking to the merch table, then they buy it when they're right there in front of you because they saw you perform.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They appreciate it more because they see it in the live aspect. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So to me, that was like, I started the label because I had no outlet. You know what I mean? I was like, I need to put this out myself. So Fezzy helped me. And then eventually I was like, well, I'm going to start helping my friends put their albums out.
Right.
So Mike Melt's album we put out. Weldon's album we put out. Monster Bohemio, like Ruben Farias. So many people that we put albums out for, and Fezzy was behind all of them. You know what I mean? Like he was the backbone. He recorded most of the stuff. So it was me just basically like, yo, here's the springboard. Let's just go out and do it. I'd go on tour. I'd be like, yo, you want to come on tour? Come on, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. And as much as we did, as much as we could in that little time frame, and then somebody else would come along like, hey, you want to go on tour? You're going next. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, where everybody got a shot to go do their thing.
Yeah. And like always, Louis, boats and hoes. Everybody likes them boats and hoes. But
rub my nuts on your truck.
Why are you sweating? Why are you sweating? I was watching Cops. That's a lie. Cops starts at 7:00, 7:30. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I don't even want to go into that. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, totally different.
But so when you go on perform, is there a ritual you do before you go out? Do you still get the butterflies?
I still get butterflies. Like my ritual is basically looking like an asshole because that's at least what they tell me. Like, but because like I'm pacing and I'm smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? Because I'm focusing on
what you're about to do.
Yeah. So maybe some people are like, I have that resting bitch face or some shit, but it's not that. It's like I'm focused on what I have to do afterwards. Then I'm just like, oh my God, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like all that energy's out of you, all that nervous energy's out of you. Like, but yeah, I still get butterflies to this day, man. Like,
I wouldn't think so, man. I mean, considering like being a performer, doing it for so many years, and so many different performances, eventually, you still get those damn freaking butterflies, man. Dude. Now, like, as far as performances, man, what was like, what can you say like was one of your top? Well, not your top, but one of the performances that you'll never forget. Like, shit, this was the bomb. This was the one. I gotta top this one. I mean, or one that was
a couple, dude. Like, I got to play with. Me and Nice got to do Vans Warped Tour.
Oh, okay.
Like, so we were the first like hip hop act from the Valley to do Vans Warped Tour.
Really?
Yeah, we got to play it in Houston at the Reliance Center.
Oh, okay.
Energy.
Yeah.
Right there. So we got to do that. That was definitely one for the books because it was like Warped Tour, and we're some kids from the Valley. That, you know what I mean? Like, and then we're making hip hop. So
yeah.
You know, it was one of those things that we were the first Valley act, whether rock or hip hop, whatever is on there, to do Warped Tour.
Really?
So that was a big one for me because I was just like, I grew up on punk music and all types of shit too. So it was just kind of weird for us to be like, no, like not to say nobody, but like out of nowhere, like,
yeah,
oh shit, we're doing.
but still be on a big venue like
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
awesome, dude.
I've played with Public Enemy, you know
That's
what I mean,
awesome.
which is fucking amazing.
That's
like,
kick ass.
I've played with Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang, Jizza from Wu-Tang, Raekwon from Wu-Tang,
Wow, man.
Immortal. Like, there's so many, dude. Like that, like Art of War. There's this thing that happens in San Antonio. It's like a gathering of like elements of hip hop.
Right.
I won that 5 times in a row.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? So there's some that you just. I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot. Like, I'm probably forgetting a bunch of shit because I've done so much. But
Yeah.
But traveling and just going to all these different places that you never thought you'd be and rocking crowds.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It's amazing, man. Like, I've rocked for 30,000 people and I've rocked for 5 people.
Hey, those
It
5
doesn't
people is
matter.
5 people, man. Yeah.
To me, it doesn't matter. It's like me and Nice always said. It was like whether 5 or 5,000, bro. We're gonna give the same energy.
Yeah,
And that's what it
exactly.
is.
Yep.
Except when there's 30,000 people looking at you, you shit brings a lot faster. You know what I mean? Like,
I have yet to experience that. I hope
Bro.
one day our podcast gets to an era where we open up for somebody.
oh my God. Like, just the feeling of just like, you know what I mean? Like, I might
Welcome.
yeah, exactly, dude. Like, where you're like, you're up to like 2 packs now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man. Then all of a sudden you shit on stage.
yeah, I don't want to pull that.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man. But
Hopefully never, bro.
no, dude, no.
I'm throwing up in my mouth and swallowed it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna front on that.
Yeah, and as far as all your shows, what show you try to forget to the point where, like, man, I didn't even want to fucking revisit that point of my
There's
life.
a couple of those.
I never want to think about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
There's a couple of only because that's when I used to drink a lot.
Oh, okay.
When I was a drunk.
You're right,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
where it was like, it's not hard to explain. I was just drunk.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
you had that Peter Griffin and Lois Griffin moment where they think they're playing badass,
yeah,
and they sound like
nowhere
crap.
near it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it was like I'm fucking killing it right now. No, you're not, dude. Like no.
Yeah, man, there has to
There's a couple of them, but like I said, I don't really remember. You know what I mean? Like, it's every show is different. Every show is fun. You
Right.
know what I mean?
right.
Except for when you're like, I don't know. Except for when you're really shit faced.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
got you. And you know what? Let's stop on that note because you're like, dude, get off the subject.
yeah. No, I'll tell you a funny story.
And we'll get to that
I'll
funny
tell you
story,
a
and we'll
story.
get that. Tune in, guys. Let's go take a commercial break. Hang in there for our sponsors. Oh my gosh.
What's going on, guys? It's the Cheating Podcast.
That's awesome. We're still live on Facebook. I know you can still hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. Man. I'm having fun. That's why I tell people, like, I like doing shit like this when you're just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're not like real stiff, like so. Like,
So,
yeah. I'm
so
just
what's
like,
your sign?
Yeah, dude. Like, no, I'm good.
I got you, bro.
In need of a new AC? Need to find somebody to high quality, give you some good answers at good prices?
Get some of these
Give
over here.
Nightmare AC Repair a call. There you go.
Where is that?
956
Pod dicks, people, not pod dicks. Get it right.
Get it right.
Get it right, man.
Goddamn preverts.
No, you damn preverts. Yeah, go to church.
Yes.
Oh, my
God,
God.
need Jesus, man.
Oh, shit, man. No, but yeah, man, we try. Like I said, we started the podcast, and like I said, we try to get as. We've been blessed, man, having a lot of people come in. You know, having Gino, the guys come in, a lot of other hip hop artists come in. Quest sends me a couple of young ladies that came in and get interviewed also, which was awesome too, man. It's great, man. It's a great opportunity, bro. I'm just glad that. Like I said, we've been blessed to have people walking through that door and tell us a little about themselves and what they do, you know. But don't be nervous about these bad boys, bro.
Oh yeah, I was
These are just
like,
simple
yo, what's
little
going on,
questions.
man?
These are simple questions. It's sort of like an icebreaker,
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
conversation
yeah.
starter. So you're like, oh shit, probably gonna ask me my social security.
Right,
Shit.
like,
God damn.
I've been through that before, man. Like, I know better.
Oh my gosh, nah, man, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Looking for a new lifestyle of eating? You want to get a lot healthier coming up? Try Juicy Fresh.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you even sound like your brother.
I swear.
Oh, it's like I told the young lady, goes, well, you sound and you look like you're no. My brother
You
sounds like
yeah,
look like me.
yeah, exactly.
I'm the first edition. He's the throwback edition.
He's a throwback.
Yeah, I said it. I said it, Eric.
Great meals. And talk about their Taco Tuesdays.
Oh,
Get out
yeah.
of here, man. You gotta check these guys out, man.
So you grew up in Donna too?
Yeah, yeah. Born in McAllen and raised in Donna, man. Graduated in '94. Yeah. Awesome, man. It was funny because today at work, I ran into one of my old ball players, man. I used to coach baseball back in the day. I used to help my aunt coach a baseball team, and this guy walked in. One regular walked in. I go, hey, man, is that young guy with you? I go, which one? The walk? Yeah, Ephraim. I go, Ephraim. You know him? Dude, I used to coach baseball to that kid. He was like, hey, hi. I go, dude, and he came up to the counter, and we were talking, and he goes, you don't recognize me? Nah, man.
No.
I go, you played for the Wildcats, didn't you, back in the day? When with Jay, I'm her nephew. Oh, Mark, all right, man, how you doing, man? He like flipped, dude. I haven't seen you in years. I haven't seen you in years, bro. Damn, felt pretty good, man. That someone like that remembered me. Felt like, geez, man, Jim, I'm amazed that he still remembers me, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, like my son, he goes to the high school and shit.
Yeah.
And he looks like exactly like me.
Oh, really?
Like one of these teachers, except he's like taller than me. Like squared up.
See?
One of the teachers was like, you're Sergio something, right? He's like, who's your dad? He's like, Sergio. He's like, I know your dad. And I was like, yeah, look at you. You look exactly like me, dude.
Let me get my progress.
Yeah, like, you look exactly like me. Like, of course he's not. Like, he's like a spin image. Of course you know what you do.
Yeah, here we go, man. Get ready to come
Always
back.
willing to help. And man, he will tell you like it is. No in between thing. He'll give you the correct prices on what needs to get done and how it's going to get done. I mean, it's like the way Paco says all the time. Your leftovers are his bread and butter.
Nice. Jesus, who wrote that? You need to give that dude a fucking writing job.
Yeah, man.
And let him know Chew and you sent you, man. Hey guys, hang in there. Hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast. Gators, Gators.
And we're back, guys. Thanks for all our sponsors. A big shout out to one of our new sponsors, Petey Wheaties. Man, good damn, man. Does some good stuff, man. Jesus.
I don't want to finish your $20 bottle.
Hey, man. Hey, that's what the sponsors like to see that. They hog down the whole thing and tell me it's good.
Hey, man,
Look at that. Look at that.
Bro,
Look at that. Oh, my.
You don't even need beer for this shit.
And I know they have a new flavor out there, guys. If you get a chance to go out and look for that, give them a call on find them on Facebook. Give them a call. I've been seeing that they're getting deliveries out to South Dakota. They've delivered out to Florida. It's great. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for them that they are expanding as far as a small business, guys. There is a new flavor, olive flavor. If you get a chance, jump on that olive one. Oh my god, I got the line today.
Like, take my money, man.
Take my money. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, great stuff. Guarantee you, if you never had a Michelada, you have Petey Wheaties, your life is about to change. But anyways, back with Evolve here, man. We're talking about, he's going to come and tell me a story, I believe, about we're talking about one performance that was not
shows. Well, the show wasn't bad. What happened afterwards was bad.
All right, man.
During, should I say, we were on tour. Gino was with me.
Okay.
And I don't drink, like I said. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we were playing at this place in Albuquerque. It was called Duke City Beaches.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking like a winery, right? And then on back, they have like sand in the back, volleyball courts and shit. It was like crazy because I was like, oh shit, we're gonna rap in sand. That's crazy,
right.
So my brother IB Hustles, shout out to IB Hustles. He has a cousin out there, right? He owns a place called Canvas. It's just dope spot.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Jesus. And we're there at the winery. He's like, "Oh, they have brews, you know." So he's like, "Drink a beer with me." I was like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm on tour. I'll drink a beer.
Right.
No harm, no foul, right?"
Right.
Drink one. You
Uh-uh.
want another one? Yeah, fuck it.
That's how it starts, man.
Yes.
That's how it
like Frank the
starts.
Tank. What's it? You know what I mean? Like
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, dude, so
Let's go streaking.
yeah, dude. So like all of a sudden I feel my eyes get real low, and I was like, "Oh, I know this fucking feeling."
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, I went to the promoter. I was like, "Yo, we need to rap next. We need to do our set next.
Right.
Everything okay?" I was like, "Yeah, just trust me. Like, I don't drink. I drank a little too much. And
Uh-oh.
only 2 beers, right?"
Yeah. Right.
She's like, "Go ahead." So we go on there, and I'm super like laser focused, right? I end up sitting on the sand on my back rapping, not missing a word. You know, and IB Hustle's just looking at me because IB's never seen me drunk.
Right.
Gino's never seen me drunk.
Right.
Because I don't drink. It's been
Exactly.
like 7 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm shit. I know I'm shit faced. They're kind of just like, "Oh, he's having fun." I was like, "No, I'm shit faced, dude." So I go back to the chair after our set. I'm all full of sand. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like just fucking. And I'm all great time, right?
Right.
But then I get over there and he's like, "You have another beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, I already started." So he's like, "Yeah, these are 9.5. We were drinking IPAs." And I was
Oh, there you go.
like, holy
Yeah,
shit,
there
bro!
you go.
Like no warning. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
they were so good though. Like because I used to drink IPAs.
Right,
when I
right.
used to drink. So we end up taking off, and we were in the rental and shit. And I was like, being real, like, "No, you can't smoke in the rental." Da, 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 you know. And I start smoking in the rental. My boy's just fucking driving me, right? So he's just like mid sentence. He's on the phone with his wife, and all this is like IB and his wife Audrey, and I'm just like,
Oh man.
And you know, like my boy, such a good friend he is, he fucking start fucking recording me while I'm throwing up, like on the side, you know.
Oh my gosh.
I start throwing up, doing all that shit, and we finally get back to the Airbnb where we were staying, and Gino's there. He comes out to the truck, and I'm like dazed. And he's like, "What day of tour is it?" I was like, "What fucking tour?" You know what I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" My brother-in-law was with him.
Oh,
I walk in, I'm all like taking off my shirt, like, "Who wants it?" Like, "Yeah, well, let's fight." You know what I mean? Like I was being mega aggressive, like, and they're telling me these things the next day.
Right.
So I'm just like,
Oh, hell
I'm
no,
so
this is
fucking sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
thought I was
suit.
a nice drunk. They're like, "No, bro. Like you were just fucking wilding out, like talking shit to people at street lights, like at the red light."
Yeah.
Like cholos, you know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, don't fuck around, bro." Like they'll shoot you, and like cholos were laughing at me. You know what I mean? Like
go.
instead of like, "Yo, let's fuck this dude up," they're just like, "Ah, look at it."
You sure you weren't that guy? He goes, "What's your name?" "Tony." "Fuck you,
Fuck you,
Tony." "What's your name?"
Don't bring my mom into this.
Ezekiel. "Fuck you, Ezekiel."
Yeah, dude, but it's just shit like that reminds me why I shouldn't drink. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
well,
Like,
that lesson learned.
yeah,
They go, "What's
like
your
so
name?"
it wasn't a bad show, but it was like I knew it could have gone down.
Yeah,
quick.
exactly.
You
It
know
could have
what I
gone
mean?
south very
I could
easily.
have fucked it up for my brother because I'm drunk. You know
Right
what
now,
I
I
mean?
got you. And it's a lesson learned.
Exactly.
It's a lesson learned, and I'm pretty sure they learned a valuable lesson.
Because they had never seen me like that.
A valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Say, you know what? We shouldn't drink on tour.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, we're fine. Look at this motherfucker over
Shit.
here, dude." Like,
And now we're gonna go into a little thing I like to call the pod decks, not pod dicks, pod decks. The new interviewing deck available on there on online. And I would suggest you guys try these out, especially if you have a podcast or you just want to have fun with a bunch of friends getting drunk.
Yeah.
It's a fun podcast to go through.
I'll
Now,
be the DD.
there you go. Now this is one question I'm going to pass to Evolve here, and it's gonna slow down the momentum a little bit. I'm gonna let you read that out loud. That's one question that came out of the deck. So read that out loud.
Wow, right off the fucking bat.
Yeah.
When you die, what do you want to be remembered for?
There you go.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah,
Or
you're
you
gonna
wanna
answer that.
it?
I'm not
Oh,
answering
shit.
these. You're answering them, bro.
Being a good father, being a good husband.
There you go.
You
There
know
you
what
go.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, it'd be awesome to be remembered for music, but first off, I want to be remembered as a good father, good husband, good friend.
Right.
You know what
there
I mean?
you go.
Somebody that just was a good person to the people around him.
There you go. Yeah. Always be remembered that guy, hey, man, that guy always had our backs.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever we needed something, he was there, or
Exactly.
advice he was able to give us.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. And as far as your son, we're talking about your son a few minutes ago. You say he looks exactly like you.
Exactly. Like
He's in high school. Has he pursued the same?
he does. He makes music. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. He's and not just because he's my son, but he's good at it.
Really?
Shout out to Zion MC Noise. Like
There you go.
the kid is 15. He plays for the Redskins, varsity and JV.
What position?
He's a lineman.
Lineman.
Yeah.
And here's the beautiful fact, Evolve. I'm gonna tell you right now is that I know Chu and I have been talking. We want to get at least probably in the summer. I'm not sure yet, or maybe the beginning of the school year. Start interviewing athletes.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been eyeballing as far as my hometown. Been eyeballing Donna ISD as far as the high school players and. Everybody's told me, you know, and the first thing that I've brought the idea to the other friends of mine. Oh, dude, you can interview the quarterback? I go, no. I'm not interviewing no quarterback. I'm not interviewing no wide receivers, no running backs, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing the men
The
of the field, the greats. Those are the linemen that take a hit every single time. You know, those are football players right there. Those are guys I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
What was going through their mind before that ball is snapped?
Yeah.
I mean, what energy do you have to go out there?
Yeah.
I mean, playing football myself, I was a wide receiver, defensive back.
Oh wow.
So I mean, but being on that line, see how much turmoil there is in that fucking line.
To hold.
Yes,
like,
to hold. You know, those are the guys I want to interview.
Yeah.
And I would love to have your son want to be the first ones to be on.
Oh
there,
yeah,
man.
let him know. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
he's
I
down
mean,
for it.
I would love to have him. Then we'll start. Like I said, I'll let you know. It'll probably be in the summertime, guys.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for a new era of the Chu New podcast where we start involving high school athletes, band musicians, you know, and what so have you in the high schools, and not just in Donna, all over the RGV, to have them come in and talk on the program so we can, you know, give them a voice out here. That way they can be heard also, you know, that way they have the opportunity to speak out on what's going on and what goes through the mind when they go into competition like that, you know.
Yeah,
So that's
the kid went through a journey, man. Like he was a big kid. Like he was like 300 some pounds.
All right.
He didn't want to be a big kid. Started hitting the weights. Like I'm very proud of him and inspired by him. Dude. Like I won't work out, but I'm inspired by him. You know what I mean? Like,
You inspire me.
yeah,
I'm
you
not
inspire me.
working out,
I'm not gonna do it.
but you inspire me.
You inspire the shit out of me, son. But no, like he was a big kid. He just started eating right,
Mhm.
working out, putting in the work.
Right.
Bro, like now you see him, he's just like squared up, and it's just, and he's like 15, he's 6'3". Size
Wow,
15
that's
foot.
a big
You know,
boy.
he's a big boy.
That's
bro.
a big boy.
Yeah, so like, I'm very proud of him. But like, for him to just take it upon himself, like, oh, I don't want to be a big kid no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be unhealthy. In other words,
Right.
So now he's killing shit. So
That's
I'm very
awesome.
proud of him, man.
That's awesome, man. There's one guy, one person. I mean, I would love to have him on the podcast. I will hit you up and let you know when we have him on here, man.
Anytime.
And that's something very interesting. And so, and as far as his career taking off, I mean, is he doing talent shows? Is he doing?
Well, yeah, the thing is like I've taken him with me to a couple shows,
Mhm.
like when I've opened up for big artists, and
Mhm.
like he got to open up from Waquan from Wu-Tang
Okay,
at 10 years old.
there you go.
And I'm just like, you know,
What an opportunity for a 10-year-old
like, you know,
to open up.
I was like, you know how fucking long it took me to get to the point where you're at, and you just come in and kill shit. You know what I mean? I was like, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? You set it up for the future for them. You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome,
So,
man. That's awesome. There's
yeah.
stepping stones for them.
Exactly.
That way, they later on, a long time from
Yeah.
now, when dad is gone, say, "Hey, my dad did this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I'm gonna show my son that, hey,
Yeah.
this is what we did."
I never pushed it upon him. Like he took it upon himself. Like, cause I'm not one of those pushy parents that's like, "Oh, you're gonna do this." Nah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Look, Mijo, when you find out what you want to do and you find your passion, pursue it. I got you 100%."
And it's funny how you say that. You don't put. My son, he does YouTube. He's a little YouTuber.
Oh, got you.
He does drawings. He does all that great stuff. And it's funny because before I started any of this, I was doing YouTube channels for my old band, teaching how to play certain songs,
Yeah.
you know, venues that we played at and stuff like that.
Got you.
And he would see that, you know, "Oh, Dad, you have a YouTube, Dad?" I go, "Yeah, I got YouTube." He was the age, I think, like 7, 8 years old at the time. And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber dad too." I'm like, "Okay, son, do what you gotta do." And I'll set up the
Now
your
he's
page.
showing you how to do
And then
shit.
now, he's like, "You gotta do this, dad," and check it out. He draws like speed draws and stuff. He does animation by himself.
Wow.
He does storylines. He tries to do the rap thing also because of his uncle, which is Quez. He follows him.
Shout out to Quez.
He tries to do, and they're hilarious. I know he did one for Sonic, which is, if you get a chance, check him out. He has a new page. It's Mickey Plays with a Z at the end. Check that out. Great little animation. He did a Rick Roll, changed the lyrics on that one also for Sonic. Also, the kid's amazing, man.
Yeah.
He amazes me every day.
Yeah, my youngest one does stop motion with like tech decks and
That's awesome.
Star Wars Legos.
Really?
Yeah, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, man. And it's weird how at our age, it's something like that. We're like, oh, we would love to do that, but we have a passion for something else.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And to see them do it, you're like, hey, man, I can do that too.
Or I wish I could. Do that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I hear you, man. So that's awesome, man. And consider the fact that you're like I said, your son doing what he does, man. And I mean, 10 years old.
10 years old.
10 years old.
So he got
crazy.
to open it. And the funniest thing is like they see you doing this shit. Like they grew up watching me on tour,
right,
being on the road in and out constantly. And that's how like they put me up at a nice hotel. You know what I mean? Every time you're doing this shit like that, like you work out, the hotel, the payment, all that type of shit.
Exactly.
How much you get paid and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we show up, we get booked at this nice hotel, and there's a what's it called? A hot tub.
Oh, okay. Little
so
jacuzzi.
He's in there, yeah. And, and I'm just like, dude, like I don't even get a fucking chance to enjoy that shit. As soon as I hit town, I gotta be over here. I gotta be a boom, boom, boom,
Dad, this is the life.
Yeah. And I was like, don't think it's like that all the time, man. Like
you gotta put in the work.
Yeah, you gotta put in the work.
You gotta put in the work, man. Yeah, I hear you, man.
I was like, but I love the fact that he gets to experience certain things.
That's awesome, man.
You know what I mean?
And especially stepping into something that later in the future, if he decides to like a job interview or something, he's not afraid to step up and say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is what I'm good at. So that's the awesome part about it.
But like I said, I've never been the type to push anything upon my kids. So if they do it out of their own volition. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of them for whatever it is they might do. But at the same time, it's like he does talk a little bit of shit. You know what I mean? Like when he's like, hey, dude, because we got a couple of songs together. We've been working on that Kiddo produced. And he's like, oh, Dad, let me hear that song that I smoked you on. And I was like,
okay. Here comes the fatal dad-son rivalry, man.
yeah. So
I hear you, man.
I was like, all right, okay, I got you.
Question number 2, Evolve. Here we go. There you go.
What would be your best day ever?
Yeah, man. You really think about that one, dude?
Just, man, getting away with my family. Just, I'm a big traveling type, you know what I mean? So just the best day ever, just traveling with my family. You know what I mean? Like I don't get to do it that often.
That one-on-one time.
Yeah, one-on-one time, like where it's like, we're all going to one spot, like me, the wife, and the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get away from everything and just be with each other. You know what I mean? Just because, my wife works, I work. Like my kids go to school.
Right.
Playing football now. He's playing. He's doing discus and shit like that. So
for track,
everybody's doing everything.
Yeah.
It's hard. By the end of the day, everybody's just like
exhausted.
Out. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just like I get caught up too in doing like going on the road and doing shows and shit like that.
Right.
It's like, man, like just if you had like that, not even one day. I wish it would be like fucking a week or so or more. You know what I mean? Where you could just like take off and just be with each other and go just fucking do whatever it is the hell you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Without no responsibilities. You know what I mean? Without coming back to it. You know
exactly. Yeah. Well, we all eventually have to come back to that, back to the norm and say, oh, well, back to the old shithole where I work. And hey, that shithole pays your bills, man. That shit, no matter how much you hate it.
It's funny because I tell Gino, like when we go on the road, it's like, you do this shit right, and it's like awesome everywhere else, and then you come home, you're like, back to reality.
Yeah. Back to reality. Yeah, man. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. I mean, it's like I tell most of the young ones that come in that are artists, I go, you do this. You're pushing yourself to make something out of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta actually look. This is something that maybe be a reality, But you have to really come down to reality and say, hey,
Yeah.
I got to take care of this first if I
Yep.
want to get here. You got to pay your dues back
A
and
lot,
forth.
a lot of people don't see that, and that's the thing with me. That's why I tell you I don't like to sell anybody any dreams or
Right.
steer them in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of missing birthdays, missing certain holidays,
Yeah.
and missing your kids, being
Yeah.
at home on the road,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
at fucking hotel rooms by yourself on the road, like talking to your kids and your wife, and you're just like, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear
In
you.
your head, you're doing it for the greater good for your family,
Right, right.
but they might not understand that.
Yeah, I got you.
These people just see like the pretty little snapshots, like, oh, he's over there rapping, like, must be nice. It's like,
Yeah,
if you knew all the shit that we've had to gone through to
Exactly.
get to this point,
exactly.
you wouldn't say that.
Yeah, man.
Because that's why most people don't fucking make it to where they want to be, because they give up.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, the one song that we're talking about right now with it was called Mix. What's it called? Haven.
I've seen my fate.
I love this, and let me just give a little taste here. Just una probadita nomás.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. I feel the rage.
I was in an aggressive mood that day, bro.
Hell yeah, baby. I feel it. Damn, bro. Damn. You cannot get enough of that, ladies and gentlemen. Evolve. Damn, bro. I mean,
I appreciate it, bro.
Jesus. I mean, like I said, when I first heard it, I was like, God dang, that's rage in the making again, bro. That's rage in the making again. What more do you want? Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, man. But yeah, when I heard that,
you're right. You like, I write music in moods, man. So like, if you're fucking pissed, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not gonna write no sunshines and rainbow shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
So,
hear you, man. I hear you,
yeah,
man.
it's totally depending on the mood, you know, for what it calls for.
Yeah, dude. And like I said, when I heard it the first time, I was like, dude, there's it's something here, man. I like the way that sounds. Like it got that punch. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm working on a bunch of the type of that.
and it's funny because when I first heard it, I was like, wow, man, this guy's kind of sounds similar to People of the Sun from Rage Against the Machine. I'm like, I love the sound, but the lyrics, when you're listening to it, like, man, this guy has a lot of anger to let go of, man.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was one of those days where it's just like, I walked in the studio, I was like, let's do some aggressive shit.
Yeah.
The kid was like, well, what do you got? I was like, I got this, let's do it. He's like, all right, fuck it.
Shit. Now
Loaded it up, we did it one take, and that was it. You know what I mean? So
this should be an intellectual one for you.
Nah.
Maybe nothing too hard, but you
Yeah.
got to really think about it. Last question of the night
Gotcha.
for Mr. Evolve here. Read that out loud for you, man.
What book belongs on everyone's bookshelf? I read a lot.
What one book do you say has to be on someone else's shelf also? It's one book that you read. You say, you know what? That belongs on every bookshelf in the home.
Man, there's a couple of them.
Let me see.
If you want to delve deep into it, like, because I'm talking about one for music, one for politics, one for racial.
It's all
you know
three.
what
Give
I
me
mean?
three. Give me three that belong. Just as long as you don't say Twilight, I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
All Twilight series belong on every shelf.
Yeah, right. I can't say shit because my wife. I bought them those.
You know what? I can't say shit in there, and I'm saying I'm gonna get it when I get home, bro. Oh shit!
Look,
Let's start with a music book. What music book belongs on there, man?
music book.
Will be something good.
The Raekwon book.
The Raekwon
the
book.
new Wu-Tang book. The new Raekwon book is really good.
Okay.
It breaks down everything, like the
history.
of how
Alright.
it all started and everything. It's really
Alright.
good. I like reading autobiographies, like when they break down, like, from the struggle to where they're at. You know
Right,
what I mean?
exactly.
To see similar patterns of the shit that
To
you're
see
going
basically
through.
where you're at the
Exactly.
moment. Yeah.
Like, you see the similar patterns that you go through. Stuff
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
Uh, political would be Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory, his books. I don't want to say the name of the book, but any book by Dick Gregory is a good book.
Okay.
And the third one, what do we go for the third one? Let's see.
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. Yeah. Jesus. Why I can't remember any of my goddamn books.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few books. I rarely have.
I'm subscribed to like Script, Scribed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so that's where I read all my books, or audiobooks and ebooks and stuff.
Right.
Let me see. Third one. I'm trying to remember. I read so many good books, man.
There's one book that I have that's on, and my wife hates it that I have this book in our area because he's afraid my son might get it. But it just intrigues me. I don't know if it's just the side of a mind of mine, but I have the encyclopedia, the A through Z of serial
killers. Yeah,
I have that book, and I read through it sometimes at night when I can't sleep. Yeah. Shit, do I scare the shit out of myself? Bro, it's some serious shit, you know.
Let me give you the third book, and John A. Light, Gotti Boys. It's he used to be a hired gun for the.
Oh, okay, all right.
Gotti.
Oh, okay, all right.
So he used to run with John Gotti Jr. and stuff. Oh. I'm really into like the history of the mob, like the Cosa Nostra stuff.
Got you.
Like that's like the ignorance side of you. That's like, yo, these motherfuckers kill like people like nothing. Like, you know what I mean? And you think about it, and like the weird thing about the mob is like, you know how gangs function. They're like, yeah, we love each other until you do something wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they fucking kill
you. Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, exactly. they're the weirdest thing is like, yo, hugging each other, kissing each other, fucking making money with each other, and then all of a sudden it's like you said something wrong, it's like pop. Yeah, bro.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like, wow, like there is no fucking loyalty.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like there is nothing that they won't do.
There's no honor among thieves.
No honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
So it's just you read this, and I've read like every one of them, and it's just fucking incredible to see like that they think that they're part of this thing that's really binding, but actually it's not.
It's not. Yeah, I hear it's just pretty much like a standby.
Yeah,
until something bigger comes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got you, man.
They're robbing each other, fucking, killing each other. It's fucking incredible, man.
I got you, man. Man, dude, this was a great. We're coming upon an hour. It's already an hour of pure audio podcast, an hour and 1 minute on Facebook, and a little bit longer on Instagram, which is still hanging in there, man. Appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching. Mr. Evolve Sergio Hernandez, right?
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming to the podcast, man. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna reach out to you. I gotta bring that big boy in here.
Yeah, definitely.
And I want to hear the whole story behind that line before every snap. Dude.
Yeah, man.
That's his workout, and maybe he can teach me to lose a couple of pounds myself.
He gives me some tips, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat this cheeseburger.
I'm 46 years old, man. You think I can actually do a push up right now?
Yeah. And like we'll get like he does wrestling too. So
there you go.
We get into it, and like, dude, it took me a while to get there. I was like, the more he moves, the tighter it gets.
Yeah, right? Time out. There's time. Dad time out. Dad
time out, man. Like, but no,
oh my gosh.
We do have a new album. Me and my brother Pause One from California have a new album.
Yeah. Give us all your social medias, man. Let the fans know, man.
It's Pause One times Ev called the crew's name is Random Act of Violence. It's coming out this month. First singles with Copyright and DJ Eyeball. You can catch me on Instagram, Ev1980, I believe. I don't even know all this. Twitter, it's all gonna be like a very derivative of like fucking 1980, like Ev1980 somewhere or whatever.
I got you.
Facebook, Sergio Evolve Hernandez. You know what I mean? But other than music, just evolve1980.bandcamp.com. There's vinyl, there's shirts, there's CDs, all types of stuff.
That's cool, man. Hey, man, like I said, I appreciate any tour dates coming up.
Yes, actually, we're doing South by Southwest next month, starting on the 13th, I believe.
Okay.
13th through like the 17th or 18th.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, I got to be in New York, LA, Seattle, Kansas City.
Dude, man, traveling, man. Look at that, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like, damn.
I love it, but I fucking hate airports now, dude. Like, but after all these years, I know how to pack light and just boom, get through the process as soon as possible.
Gotcha.
It's just weird nowadays, dude, because there's just all this madness going on. Man.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's crazy out there. I've never been in an airplane. I don't plan to get on.
You never been on an airplane?
Never planned. Dude, let's not go with that topic.
Jesus.
I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole, man.
Dude, but just think about it, dude. Like a fucking 13-hour drive, 18-hour drive is a 3-hour flight.
Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you straight out, bro.
Yeah,
tell you straight out. Guitar player, airplane.
Yeah,
there you go. And that's all I have to say about that.
You know what's funny? My sister lives in Clovis, New Mexico, and that's where Buddy Holly used to record.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, they had Waltz. I forgot the name of the studio. It's right there in their little town and shit. It's a little museum now. Every time I go there, I go and check it out. But like right now, when you said it right now, I was like, yeah, I know, I get it. Like guitar player playing.
Done.
Yeah, that's enough.
Enough said, man. Enough said. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching with us.
Yo, thanks for having me.
Man, Evolve, thank you for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week for the next episode. Hopefully, Chew is back on the podcast with us. Evolve, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the night, and we will sign off. And just stay tuned for the next week's episode.
Go get some Petey Wheaties.
Petey Wheaties in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Laters, Gators!
Oh, that was fun, man.
And we're still live on Facebook. Guys, thank you for watching. We will see you next week. Peace.